is my story time. Thank you so much for coming and watching me today and joining in with my story time. Now today I've got a request from two little boys. Their uncle got in touch with me and asked for their favourite story, and their names are Hamza and Yusuf. So hello Hamza and hello Yusuf. Thank you for getting a grown-up to get in touch with me. I'm so pleased you're watching. Now, their favourite story is a traditional story. We haven't had a traditional story for a little while, so I thought now would be a good time to read it. And as always, I've got my trusty collection of favourite stories here, the Ladybird Favourite Stories book. And the story today is this one, The Pied Piper of Hamelin. Now it's quite funny because some children might know me as Mrs. Hamelin. But this story isn't about me, I promise. It's about the Pied Piper of Hamelin. And it's based on an old German legend. So it comes from a different country. How exciting. And it's illustrated by Tamsin Hinrichsen. So I'm going to start reading it now. Don't worry, I will show you the pictures each time I get to the end of the page. So here we go. A long time ago, there was a beautiful little town called Hamelin. The people of the town lived in peace and harmony for many years. Harvests were good and the citizens prospered. There was music and dancing from dusk till dawn. But one day, everything in Hamelin changed. That doesn't sound good, does it? But let's have a look at the picture. There you can see the people of Hamelin. They're dancing. Oh, there's lots of lovely little babies being born and everyone looks so happy. There's somebody here dancing and playing a fiddle. Wow. But one day, everything in Hamelin changed. Thousands and thousands of rats suddenly ran into the town. There were big rats and little rats, thin rats and fat rats. The plague of beasts scratched their way into houses and swarmed through the streets. By nightfall, not a single corner in Hamelin was untouched by the rats. Ooh, look at that. And there you can see all of the rats heading into the town of Hamelin. Imagine that. Imagine having rats. Oh my goodness me. Sometimes you might have seen a rat. Sometimes I see them on the underground. Or sometimes you might have seen them in the drains. I remember once at school we caught a rat in the drain. Oh, there are rats lots and lots of places. But imagine if they came into your house, if they came into your town, a whole swarm of them. I wonder what's going to happen. The plague of rats drove the townspeople wild. "There are rats on my table!" cried one man. "There are rats in my boots!" shouted another. Women ran from their kitchens in terror. Show me your terrified face. Great black rats scurried into their store cupboards and swarmed over their food. Children cried and held one another. All the while, rats nibbled their playthings and tugged at their clothes. Can you imagine having rats nibbling your toys and tugging at your clothes? And there you can see all the rats. Oh dear, rats everywhere. Night times were even worse. Bands of rats darted across the bedclothes and scratched on the floorboards all over the town. "There are rats in my bed!" sobbed one little girl. "There are rats on the roof!" shrieked her brother. Hamelin was filled with the sound of gnawing and thousands of scuttling feet. The people put out traps and prayed for the rats to go away, but nothing worked. And there see a poor little girl sobbing and her brother trying to chase some rats away, it looks like. Oh dear, imagine trying to get to sleep with the rats tugging at your bedclothes. I can't even imagine that. I wonder what will happen. The citizens of Hamelin rushed out to find the mayor. "Get rid of these rats!" shouted the crowd. The mayor held out his hands in despair. "What can I do?" he asked. "There are rats in my house too." And there you can see all the people. They don't look very happy, do they? And they're telling the mayor to get the rats out. Oh no. But he doesn't know what to do. He says there's rats in his house as well. A few days later, a stranger asked to see the mayor. The curious fellow was dressed from head to foot in red and yellow. He was carrying a fluted pipe. "I am the Pied Piper," he smiled. "I can make the rats go away if you pay me 1,000 silver coins." Even though he knew this was a small fortune, the mayor agreed. He would do anything to rid the town of this terrible plague of rats. And there you can see the Pied Piper and the mayor. I do like his outfit, red and yellow. And here is his pipe, his fluted pipe. I wonder what kind of sound that makes. Wow. Let's find out what happens. "Don't forget your promise," warned the Pied Piper, sweeping out of the door. The mayor watched from his window as the stranger walked across the main square. Then the Pied Piper began to play a curious tune. Rats streamed out of the houses and shops, enchanted by the melody. There you can see the Pied Piper is playing his curious tune, and all of the rats seem to be following him. They're following him. I wonder what the tune sounds like. Wow, is that what you think it sounds like? Very good. The Pied Piper walked towards the river, still playing the strange tune on his pipe. The streets of Hamelin turned black with a torrent of deserting rats. The plague swept its way to the riverbank. Rat after rat tumbled into the waters, never to be seen again. When every rat had perished, the Pied Piper returned for his payment. "I've nothing for you," declared the mayor. The foolish man sent the Pied Piper away without paying him a single penny. "Now I will play another tune," vowed the stranger, "and you will not be happy with the result." Oh dear. Let's have a look at the picture. There you can see the Pied Piper playing his tune, and all of the rats are falling into the river. And here you can see the Pied Piper is wagging his finger at the mayor. What a foolish man. He told him not to forget his promise. Oh, I wonder what tune he's going to play now. The Pied Piper walked out onto the streets. He began to play a new refrain on his pipe. This melody was even more haunting than the last. In all the houses and in all the streets of Hamelin, the children stopped playing. One by one, they ran after the Pied Piper. The people called to their children to stop, but they didn't seem to hear. The children followed the Pied Piper through the town and over the river. And there you can see all the children following the Pied Piper. I wonder what that sounded like, that tune he was playing. The Pied Piper led the enchanted children towards a great mountain. Suddenly, an entrance appeared in the rock. All the children of Hamelin skipped inside. The Pied Piper danced on, leading the children to a beautiful land blooming with trees and flowers. Look at that, you can see. They've gone through the enchanted mountain to a different land. But what about the people in Hamelin? Only one little boy didn't disappear into the mountainside. The child had hurt his leg and could only hobble on crutches. He saw his friends go into the mountainside, but he was too slow to follow them. The little boy made his way back to the town. The mayor ran up to him, his face filled with panic. "My friends are inside a mountain with the Pied Piper," cried the boy. "They will never come back." Oh no. There you can see the little boy, and these are his crutches. Sometimes you have to use those if you have a poorly leg. And there he's gone back, and he's telling the mayor. Oh no. He looks very sad. The townspeople stormed into the market square. Furious mothers and fathers pointed their fingers and shook their fists at the mayor. "Where are our children?" they demanded. The mayor hung his head in shame. "You must find them," shouted the villagers. "Bring our little ones back to us." And there you can see the people are even angrier now. How could the mayor forget his promise? Oh no. The mummies and the daddies want their children back. The mayor fled the town at once, ashamed by his greed. He spent years and years wandering the mountain trails, searching for the lost children of Hamelin. Even when he grew old and his clothes turned to rags, he never gave up on his quest. Some say that he is still out there searching today. And there you can see the old mayor in his rags looking for the children. I think he certainly learnt his lesson from that story, didn't he? Wow, that was a really good story. It was really exciting, and there was lots and lots of things to imagine there. Imagine your house full of rats. Imagine that curious tune that the Pied Piper might be playing. And imagine what that land that the children went to might be like. It sounded rather lovely to me. But I wouldn't want to leave my mummy and daddy and my grown-ups and my family. No, I'm quite happy staying at home and staying safe for now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story today. It was from my Ladybird favourite stories, and it was a traditional tale, one which we've probably heard over and over and over again. And that one came from a place called Germany. I really hope you enjoyed my story time today. Thank you so much once again to Hamza and Yusuf for requesting it, because it was a really, really good one. I'll be back again tomorrow, and I think I've got a story about a knight in shining armour, because tomorrow is St George's Day. I hope you can join me then. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care and stay kind. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.